So I don't know if I was just dumb or unaware of this stuff, but apparently there's like this hyper talk, which is like the weekly live stream kind of thing where they give us some info on the future of the game. And I'm just gonna be summarizing this for you guys, talking about the key points. I did watch it earlier, and there's some interesting things that they talk about. So the first thing is that there is a code. Make sure you guys put this code in game. This will give you 3 summons and 1 stabilizer. Very good rewards, honestly, for a code. In the past, we've gotten like 25k coins, which is kind of a kick in the face, but this time around we get 3 summons and a stabilizer, and they talk about a lot of things in this game. So the first thing they talk about is the 2x event. So basically what they say is that they do plan to have another 2x event, and mostly because everyone was complaining. So basically they say that they'll announce these events 5 days in advance, and like before, they will actually not have a limit on the daily attempt and how many times you can go in and get 2x. So basically this means that you pretty much have to save your stabilizers now, and I don't really know if I like that. I'd rather them just raise the base rates, because when I did the 2x event, that felt so bad because I had to stay on the game forever for like 2 days straight, and that was only to burn like 25 stabilizers, right? Because late game runs sometimes take a while. So I think what I'll do is I'll probably get to 50 stabilizers and then save. Or I'll spend until 50 stabilizers and I'll make sure I'm at 50, because they also sell packs during the 2x event, which I'll probably buy, and I don't think I'm going to be able to spend like 100 stabilizers. So that is my plan, and I think that is what is going to be for me. If you guys want to save all of them and dump them into investigation, that is up to you. Now they talk about Revelation and how Freya is dealing explosive damage with it, not just Freya. But they say that yes, it looks powerful, but there are counter strategies to it, and I'm gonna disagree with this. So in top PvP right now, all you see is Freya Revelation, and it's super strong because in this game there's no speed main stat on pieces on the right side. So that means like even if you max your attack and crit like they say, you're not really giving up much because you're still able to get the same amount of speed as if you didn't. And because of this, you don't really lose anything, to be honest. You're just gaining a crap ton of damage, and you're getting all of Freya's utility out, right? To be honest, like in these fast comps where you're running Freya on this build, like look at this comp here. It's Beyond and Lily, Freya, and Messiah. You're basically just S3ing anyways. Even if Freya was on a tank build, all of your values on the first S3 and maybe the S2, right? Afterwards, like the game's pretty much already won. Like you're playing a full cleave versus like a tank down comp. And in a normal Freya build, right, all she does is like buff your team, right, and buff your Messiah. It's basically full buff Messiah. But in this team, she acts as another DPS while still buffing your Messiah and your team. So it's definitely broken. I don't think this is a good approach. They should definitely nerf Revelation. I don't want to say like before the season ends, but it's pretty bad in the high end of PvP. But they say that, you know, for balance, which they talk about next, they are only really planning to do balance for between seasons. So basically this means, you know, during the season they don't plan to do any nerfs or buffs. Their plan is to handle balance in between RTA seasons, and they keep saying that dieting is going to be powerful the entire season. I don't know if this entails that he might get a nerf, but I hope he doesn't, because he's not even overpowered. Yelly is literally better than him in PvE, and he's pretty bad in PvP, but yeah, that is what they plan to do for balance, which I think that's okay, but I think Revelation should probably be tackled during the season. That's how bad it is. And they also talk about gear savings. So basically in United Front, you can actually save gear and then switch it off. So what I mean by this is like when you're setting up your team, right, you just have your gear on all your characters, then you press confirm here, and then you can swap it off and it'll save for your Guild Wars or your United Front Wars. But in Arena, it doesn't work. And what they're saying is basically, if I go back here, basically early on you might find yourself consistently borrowing modules between characters and shifting around. But they basically tell us to suck it up for regular Arena and just farm more modules, which is honestly, it makes sense for later on in the game, but right now it definitely feels bad. So I'm not too sure how they want to handle it. It is annoying, but it's not like the biggest problem in the game, honestly, but it is very annoying, I will say that. Basically, they also talk about different banners as well. So I think they say that they're going to release banners every 3 weeks. I don't know if this is like new characters or reruns, but I think reruns should always be running. I don't know if it's just me, but currently with just having the Yelly banner for 2 weeks only, it's an LD SSR, it just feels so boring. Like, I feel like they should have like a rotating RGB banner, like at least one, even two. Some games do two, but I think this early on into the game, having one is okay. And just having one banner that's constantly rotating between the RGBs will make it a lot more fun and a lot more interesting for the game to have something to look forward to. But right now it just feels stale, especially just having one LED SSR banner, man. So now they're revealing some characters. Here we go. And I think it's gonna be from the ones that they teased. And yeah, you can see like the animations in this game. I'm actually surprised how like decent they are. I think a lot of people like to yeah, this is like reminding me of like Genshin and Honkai Star Rail kind of vibes, right? Actually, this really reminds me of Honkai Star Rail, especially the background. I think it's like that one area. So these are the skills. So this is our S1. It's gonna be single target attack. Most important thing is you'll be pushing 2 random allies turn meter by 10%, which is very, very good. And also you'll see that every time an enemy ends their turn with a secondary effect, if she doesn't have Moonlit Veil, which she'll get from her S3, she will increase her turn meter by 8%. And if she already has it, she will decrease her turn meter by 8%. So you're probably wondering, oh, why does she want to decrease her turn meter? This is very good if she already has it, because you're going to see this character is like Valerian with like Hazy Dream, where she doesn't actually want to leave this Moonlit Veil buff form. And Moonlit Veil, basically, when she has it, all allies at the end of their turn and after being attacked, they get turn meter and healing, and this can only trigger once per turn. And when she triggers it, she doesn't get turn meter, she'll only heal. This is very good because, like I said, you want to be in this Moonlit Veil form for as long as you can, and this looks pretty insane. You're going to see that your team's just going to be cycling very quickly and healing. It's kind of like Valerian, but instead of a shield and a buff, you're getting turn meter and a heal, which in most situations, honestly, will be better, because the buff is usually attack buff, and you can bring an attack buffer like Freya with her or whatever, or Chiaki the Echo, and they won't really, you won't be really losing out on that attack buff on your teammates here. And you're going to see, the video has it said as Serenity, but it's Moonlit Veil. And you can see that, turn meters are pushing and stuff like that, and they showcase it here. Next, we're going to look at her S2. So you're going to see her S2. This is her S2 here. It's a 3 hit attack, each dealing max health damage, her max health. So this is why you have her on max health, I assume, because one, you want her to be slow, so she's in Moonlit Veil for as long as she can, and also because this hits pretty hard. So better than Valerian because she actually does damage, and each hit will trigger Moonlit Veil 1 time. This is very good because you can trigger this on one target multiple times or multiple targets. It really depends on the health of your allies. It will prioritize the lowest current HP percentage allies, which is very good, and it just looks like a pretty decent S2 overall. Next, we have our S3. So this is how you get Moonlit Veil. Basically, it is going to be a skill you use. You get a 2-turn shield to your entire team for all your allies. It scales with your max HP, so kind of similar to Valerian, right? Except the shield's up front. And then you'll get two turns of Moonlit Veil. And this will be a 2-turn speed buff as well, which is very good. And this is going to basically be a Hazy Dream. And the speed buff is going to be extremely, extremely good for your team here because of the fact that they can cycle very quickly and activate the Moonlit Veil over and over. And it's a 4-turn cooldown, so it's going to be able to come up very quickly, I'd say, if you have her on like Gigabyte. So I think she's like a better version of Valerian, mostly going to be for Doki Doki, it looks like, and her animations look amazing, so I'm just going to pull for her. But as a support, she looks crazy strong, and this is going to be super good for PvP as well, especially if you run her in like Bruiser comps. So I am pretty excited. For Valerian for PvP though, I think she's better in those aggressive comps because she activates Hazy Dream at the start of battle. But, this character actually doesn't activate it at the start of battle. You'll see, I kind of just skipped over it again. But you're going to see, like, this S3, this Moonlit Veil, doesn't trigger at the start of battle like Valerian does. So that's, like, a big downside. So you do actually have to take your turn eventually. So you have to make her have some speed, I guess. Because I guess you can't run her on 0 speed because you need her to get this off. So it might be hard to build her. And who knows, maybe after testing, because you don't start with this, she ends up being not that great, especially for PvP. But we'll have to see. But Valerian's still going to be very good. The cheat death is amazing for like Terramaton and stuff like that. So I think she's a good support, but whether she'll be super broken or just good, time will tell once we test her out. There's also like a new character they actually preview here. It's going to be Lily's older brother that people were saying. It looks like he's a blue character and looks like he kind of reminds me of Marvel with like his animations here. Does a lot of lightning, Looks like he does defense down and freeze, which is very interesting. And it also looks like he has a dispel of some sort on his S2. So it looks like a pretty strong character. We'll have to see when they preview him more in the future. But this is his intro video. So this is what he looks like. His name is Nahor, blue SSR. Looks like he's gonna have a freeze, a defense break, and also dispel. Do they actually show his skills? Oh, they do show his skills. Oh, okay. So this is his S1. It's gonna be a single target attack with a chance to defense down. Nothing too crazy here. And then we also have his S2. This is gonna be a 70% chance to dispel all buffs and 2-turn block. So this is gonna be super good for bosses. So yeah, for Phoebe here, it's very good. For Aurora, it'll be extremely good. And for just any boss with the buff that you want to block, like maybe even Nico Nana, he'll be very good. And then we have his S3. It's a AoE attack that has a defense down and a freeze. The freeze is kind of random because it doesn't really work on bosses, and I feel like block is something you want to do on bosses a lot of the time. But I guess you're freezing ads here to stop them from hitting you, which is kind of interesting. But this looks like a pretty good unit. I think he'll be decent for PvE. The only problem is a lot of characters, not a lot, but there's a blue character that can do what he does, which is Viper, who can dispel. Instead of blocking, he has like better debuffs in my opinion for surviving with speed down and attack down. So that's pretty interesting. I think the other support unit, the first character we saw, the girl, is a lot better than this guy, but this guy might be good as well for some certain situations, and he looks pretty cool. But you can see, these new animuses will join the game on July 10th, so next week they are coming, so very soon actually, not even next week, I think in a few days. So yeah, very excited for that, and we're going to see some new characters, and they also tease some new gameplay content coming as well, finally. I know a lot of you guys are still struggling with like Hell and Inferno, but for me and a lot of like day one endgame players that have spent a bit, I haven't really played the game that much in the past week. I've just been farming. But they're adding Dreamscape, which is a new game mode, and you can see at the bottom left, we're already getting decent rewards and stabilizers and stuff like that. And it looks like you're going through mazes, and it looks like you can kind of, I don't know what they'll do. There's like unique gameplay. So this is like very common in other game modes. I think a lot of other game modes have this. It's kind of like that one game mode in Honkai Star Rail and also for ZZZ. But basically, they switch every day for different challenges, and the more damage you deal, you get better rewards. So very interested in this, and finally another game mode that's coming out that will give us more rewards. And also, they're saying at the end of July, there's like this global invitational for Etheria Restart PvP, I think, like a World Cup kind of thing. So that's pretty cool, and you can actually earn cosmetics by playing in it, I believe. And I don't know why they're saying that to us because there's only like 8 people playing. But yeah, I think they'll probably do like Twitch drops and stuff like that. I'm pretty excited for it. I was thinking about signing up for this actually, but I kind of wanted to focus on making content first before anything for this game, just to get a good head start. And I think it was a good decision, but maybe I'll go in the future. Honestly, my main account has some pretty good geared characters. I could probably do some work, but we'll have to see. But yeah, this is pretty much the hyper talk, the patch, the update that's coming to the game. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. I know there's a lot of things unaddressed, like shell currency, coin currency, and stuff like that, which I'm also pretty upset about, but I don't even know if it's a step in the right direction, but I'm excited for the new characters. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.